Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I just do my camera settings. It's quite dark in here. Just give me a minute. Lord said that let there be light, there was light. Dear devotees, I just do my camera settings. Okay. So thank you all very much for coming to the discussion. We'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Gada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurtushe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jaitam Surato Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvasvapadambojau Radha Madana Mohano Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangham langaite girim yat kripatamaham vande Paramanandamadavam Shri Chaitanyamishwaram Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for coming to the discussion that we're going to have on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta. Requesting all devotees to turn on your videos if possible. It'll be nice to have a wonderful darshan of all the Vaishnavas who are sincerely attending the class. That will make my enthusiasm grow. Yeah, I'll be very happy to give the class then. Alright, otherwise I'm talking to the computer, it seems like that. Okay. So dear devotees, we had just had a small setting, a backstory of how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and met Sri Ramanand Rai. Right, so he had come to this wonderful place of Rajmundri on the banks of river Godavari, and there happened to meet, yes, Ramanand Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we're going to discuss a little more details of this, of how they met, and when two Vaishnavas meet, what should be the ideal feelings, what should be the ideal dealing and feeling when two Vaishnavas meet, or the Lord and devotee meets. That's something we're going to discuss. So today's topic is going to be very interesting. So requesting all the Vaishnavas to please keep up your full enthusiasm and take part. So today our objective will be to discuss from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta Madhya Leela, yes, chapter 8, which is the meeting of Ramanand Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, shloka number 32 to 56. That will be our topic of discussion. So we'll have some glimpse, because in one sense, one of the very prominent reasons for Mahaprabhu and Ramanand Rai to meet is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So let us see what Ramanand Rai thinks about their relationship. Rai kahe Sarvabhauma kare Vritta Gyan Paroksheha Morahite Haya Savadhan. Hare Krishna. So Ramanand Rai, look at his consciousness. Sarvabhauma kare Vritta Gyan. He's saying, oh, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya thinks of me as his servant. Wow. So here Ramanand Rai is telling that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, I have some qualification to meet you. Or rather, my position, is introducing himself. He could have told, okay, you don't know me? Well, I am the governor of Madras. I'm a very rich person and my name is Ramanand Rai. No. He is introducing himself as a servant of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he is glorifying Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in his absence. Now glorification that somebody does in the absence of one Vaishnava is the real glorification. So he's telling Paroksheha Mora Hite Haya Savadan. So who is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? Oh, he is my master. He thinks I am his servant. Yes, that's how he thinks of me. I'm a servant, and he's such a wonderful master that even in my absence, he is doing good for me. Okay. So real service, sometimes service can be done in presence of a person. For what reason? Just to show off. Oh, you know how much I am good servant, you see. But the real service is something that is done when the person doesn't even know that oh, he's being served. Sometimes there's a statement that comes in India. I've seen this. I met some devotees who have been contributing very wonderfully to the temple in terms of giving donation, but the names are never announced because they particularly tell the temple that please do not announce our name. Our name should not be anywhere. So once I got to know about such a donor, so I asked Prabhu, you do so much donation for temple, nobody knows. I don't even tell. So he told me a very wonderful statement. He said, Prabhu ji, दान करना है तो ऐसा करो जब दाहिना हाथ दान करे तो बाएं हाथ को भी पता नहीं लगना चाहिए. So I was like very touched with his statement. When you give donation or charity with one hand, the other hand should not even come to know. That is real charity. So similarly, the service that here it is happening. Sarvabhauma glorified Ramanandrai in his absence. And now here Ramanandrai is glorifying Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in his absence by telling he is such a wonderful master that he is doing good to me very carefully. Very carefully he is doing good to me even when I'm not present, when I'm absent. So that is actually the glorious relationship they have. So this is kind of service that a tortoise does. A tortoise, what it does is it lays its eggs on the ground, and the tortoise itself stays in the water. Just momentarily, time to time, the tortoise comes out, takes a puff of air, and goes back to water. Again, for some time, comes back, takes a puff of air, and goes to water. So while the tortoise is in water and it is laid its egg outside on the earth, the tortoise is constantly meditating, constantly how I can take care of my young one. So this kind of meditation is something that is very much required for devotee care, growth. You're thinking of somebody and thinking of welfare and doing welfare for someone in their absence. So here Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya he is the one who's increasing the relationship between Mahaprabhu and Ramanand Rai is establishing. And Ramanand Rai knows that Mahaprabhu again is going to go back to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, is going to go to Puri. So let me enhance their relationship. Let me glorify Sarvabhauma. So this is Vaishnava culture, a culture of appreciation. Okay, next verse is going to tell us what is the success of human life. If somebody is, somebody's got a human, we all have got a human body, but what is the real success? तारकृपाय पाइनु तो मार दर्शन आजी सफल हैला मोरा मनुष्य जन्म. So he's telling Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, it is because of his mercy, Sarvabhauma's mercy, Tarakripaya, Painu Tomar Darshan. I have got your darshan. You got the darshan of Lord. And it is because I got darshan of Lord. Yes, Aji Safala Haila Mora Manushya Janama. So the success of human form of life is to have darshan of Krishna, Lord Gauranga. That is the real success. And when that will happen? Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. So when our eyes are tainted with love, then we will be able to have darshan of Lord. In fact, Prabhupada would often say that I have created this International Society for Krishna Consciousness movement so that the members of the society can see Krishna. That's our goal. They can talk to Krishna and they can serve Krishna. It can happen. The process of Bhakti Yoga, especially chanting of the holy name, is very powerful. When done properly, we can definitely achieve this success. So the real success of life, human form of life, is to have darshan of Lord. And we are all so fortunate that in our temples, the Lord himself has appeared. He has appeared for all of us. He is a deity, the Archa Vigraha, the deity is absolutely non-different from Lord. There is no difference between Lord and his deity. So we have this great fortune, I would say, by the mercy of Prabhupada, that every day morning we are able to have this great fortune of darshan of Lord. Yeah, for Mangal Artik. And whenever possible, we can go and have darshan of Lord. That's our great fortune. What a great fortune we have. Because that's the success of human life. So Ramananda Rai says that I'm successful. And how to get this success? That is mentioned in the next verse. The success is got when you have connection to a devotee. सार्वभौमे तुम्हारा कृपा तारा ए छिन्न अस्पृश्य स्पर्शीले हया तारा प्रेमाधीन. So Ramananda is saying, Sarvabhaume tumar kripa tare yehi chinna. I know you are actually very merciful to Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. And because you are merciful to, now please understand this, something very sweet. Because you're merciful to Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, and Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya thinks that I am his servant, that is why you have shown me mercy. You have not shown me mercy because I am qualified for the mercy. No. You have shown me mercy because you are merciful to Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. And because I have some connection with him, I also got this mercy. So, dear friends, it's very important that when we have darshan of Lord, it's important for all of us to also think that actually I have no connection with Lord. This is humility and this is honesty also. We don't know our connection with Lord, but I am connected to my spiritual master. I am connected to Srila Prabhupada. If we have some quantity of awareness of this connection with Guru and Srila Prabhupada, then Lord will be very happy to bestow his mercy upon us. And that's why we go every day morning in front of the altar and then we pray. What do we pray first? Samsara dava nala lida loka. We are telling to Lord, we are not directly glorifying the God first. We are not directly glorifying. First, we do establish and express to Lord the connection with Sri Guru. And as such, Guru Ashtakam is a prayer meant for the spiritual master and the whole Guru Parampara. It's actually for the entire Guru Shishya Parampara. That's the song. It's Guru Ashtakam, the whole Guru Parampara. So we go there every day morning in front of Lord and we first claim our connection to the Guru Parampara. And that's when we become recipients of mercy. So here we see that Ramananda Rai, Asprishya Sparshile, I am untouchable. Yes, I am untouchable, he's saying. Asprishya, but you touched me, Sparshile Gaya. Why? Tara Premadhina, because you are controlled by the love of Sarvabhauma. You love Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya so much, because I am an insignificant thing in connection with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you have touched me. You see? And this is the hope for all of us. Yes, this is the hope that we can have. So now already Ramananda Rai has one place in our hearts by his humility. And even Mahaprabhu's heart is breaking. Further we are going to see. Let's see further the humility of Ramananda Rai. Let's see further. कह तुम्ही साक्षात ईश्वर नारायण कह मोई राजसेवी विषय शूद्रादम. Humility, what is exactly humility is very nicely captured in this particular shloka. Humility is about recognizing Lord's position and our insignificance. Because humility is that knowledge. The knowledge of Lord's exalted position and the knowledge of our fallen condition. A combination of these two things leads to humility. And that's why Ramananda's humility is very nicely depicted in his particular prayer. He's asking, Kaha tumi sakshat Ishwara Narayana. Who are you? You are Lord Narayan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Kaha moi, where am I? What is his disqualification? Number one, he's calling himself, I am nothing but Rajasevi. I am a servant of Raja. And Raja means what? Usually the conception of moment, even we all were supposed to just visualize Raja or a king. How do they show kings in different kinds of TV serials or something? Because we don't have experience of king today. Oh, that fellow is lying on his bed. There are some musicians playing music for him. There are some girls dancing for him, and that fellow is watching. There's another lady who is feeding him grapes. You've seen all this? They're feeding grapes and he's eating grapes. There are some people fanning him, massaging him. That means nicely enjoying sense gratification. So that is the general conception of a king. Of course, Rajarshi is different. Rajarshi is Parikshit Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Ambrish Maharaj, all these Mahabhagavatas we find in Srimad Bhagavatam, who are completely absorbed in Krishna, and their love for Krishna they exhibit by taking care of all the living entities because they are the kings, right? So that is Raja Sevi means a government servant. He's serving the Raja who is a materialistic man. And because of that association of that materialistic man, I have also become Vishayi. I am also nothing but a Vishayi. I'm a materialistic person myself because Jaisa Sang Vaisa Rang. You get develop the kind of uh, qualities whom you serve. So I am his servant. And because I am his servant, I am also become a Vishayi and I am Shudra. I am born in a Shudra dynasty. And thus I am Adhama. I am a low person, low class fellow. Why low class? Because I am a Shudra. I'm low class not just because I'm a Shudra. I'm low class because I'm a materialistic person. So he's saying, so both my guna and by my karma, by my mentality everywhere and my birth, I'm a low class person. So it is not true, but he's feeling it that way. That is humility. In case we feel it like this, it will be true, honest. So at our level, practical humility is honesty. We honestly admit who we are, where we are. But in case of Ramanand Rai, he is not like that. But he's thinking like that. And that is why it is genuine humility. Correct? Next. Now some untouchability will be explained. This achut, achut, this is something, a topic of debate. Now it doesn't exist. It existed previously. It was considered to be um, there was a requirement of a social reformer to come and remove this chuachut, untouchability. So let's discuss why and what. We'll discuss some points about this. मोरा स्पर्शे न करिले ग्रहणावेद भय मोर दर्शन तुम वेदे निषेधय. So मोरा स्पर्शे न करिले घृणा न करिले घृणा वेद भय. Oh, you did not fear the Veda Bhaya, you did not fear the Vedas. Because the Vedic injunction says that you should not associate. Now here Sparshana Kaile means what? Sparshana Kaila is not exactly physical touch. Prabhupada translates Sparshana Kaila as association. Do not associate with a Shudra, because if one associates with a Shudra, your mentality will become like a Shudra. Right? And by touching also is a kind of association. Why do people touch the feet of exalted people? Because by touching the feet of an exalted person, you develop similar qualities. That's why they touch. The reason for touching feet. Ambrish Maharaj also, how did he engage his sense of touch? Tad bhritya gratat sparshenga samgamam. He would touch the devotees. What happens when you touch? You get those qualities. You get their blessings. And that's what happens when you touch. So this is one of the reasons why the Vedic injunction says not to associate with Sudras. Because you touch a low class person some way. There is, of course, if you don't have sufficient good karma, you touch someone, you're going to transfer some karma. You wear somebody's slippers, you wear somebody else's clothes, yeah, you go to somebody's house, there's a lot of karma transfer that happens. Yes, a lot of karma transfer happens. So that is why the association is forbidden. So Vedic injunctions, they forbid. But you were not contemptuous of my touch, although in the Vedas you are forbidden to associate with Sudras. You came and nevertheless touched me. He's saying, nevertheless, you came and touched me. So Prabhupada mentions in the purport who actually is a Papa Yonaya. Because Bhagavad Gita also says three types of Papa Yonis. Triyo Vaishas Tata Shudras Tepi Yanti Param Gatim. So there he mentions about Mami Partha Vipashitya Yepishu Papa Yonaya. So this Papa Yoni, Striya, Vaishya and Shudra. These are the Papa Yonis mentioned. Papa Yoni means they are born in lower class. But the real Papa Yoni is who? This is the Vedic definition of Papa Yoni. But if you see the definition of Bhagavatam or the Bhakti Shastras, the real low life, the real low class person is a person Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. In fact, a person without Krishna Bhakti is not low life, he has no life. Yes. Apranasyaiva dehasya mandanam lokaranjanam. The Shastras say a person who is not having Krishna Bhakti, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya, Prakritasya hitene saha. Yes. Apranasyaiva dehasya mandalam lokaranjanam. He may be doing big things, but that is nothing but the dancing of a dead body. Without Krishna consciousness, a person is dead. So we have to understand this particular thing. Okay, fine. Papa Yoni, Striya, Vaishya, Shudra may be a low life. But no Krishna consciousness is no life. The person is lifeless. He is useless. His life is waste. Even if he is a person on a very high pedestal from social front. Socially is very powerful, influential, rich, aristocratic, having a high birth, but no Krishna consciousness. That's what Prahlad also says. Viprad visadguni yutadara vindanaba madara vinde vimukat swapachambarishtam manyeta darpita manohi vachane yatartha pranam punati sakulam natu bhurimana. So Prahlad Maharaj says, if there is a non-Krishna conscious Brahmana having all qualities of Brahmana, and there is a Krishna conscious Chandala, the lowest birth every human can have is a dog eater. But he's born in a dog eater's family. He's not a dog eater himself, but he's born in that particular family, which means much less than a Shudra. I would say the person who is born in a dog eater's family is better. Swapacham varishtham. Why? Why? Because this particular Brahmana, what to speak of others? If he is not Krishna conscious, he will remain in material existence. He cannot be delivered. On the other hand, this particular so-called dog eater family member, this person will not just deliver himself, he will deliver the all dog eaters who are associating with him. That's the power of Krishna Bhakti. Yes, that's the power of being a Vaishnava. Right. And Prabhupada goes on further in the purport. He tells, yes, Brahmanas are considered high usually in the Varnashram. Why? Because they know Brahman. Kshatriyas, they have capacity to know Brahman to some degree. Vaishyas and Shudras do not clearly understand Bhakti or Bhagavan, but by the mercy of Krishna and Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij, if they get this seed of devotional service, then they don't remain Papa Yoni. No, they are no more Papa Yoni. They are Vaishnavas. And seeing them as Papa Yoni is a Papa. If Vaishyas, Shudras and Stri, they are Papa Yonis in general. But by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, if they take up to Krishna consciousness, then they cannot be seen as lower caste. So it is very important. Who can return back to Godhead? Prabhupada says one who has attained the highest standard of life. Somebody who's attained the highest standard of life, such a person qualifies to go back to Godhead. Yeah. And what is that higher standard of life? The highest standard of life is to serve the Lord in Krishna consciousness. Now this is something very important. It's not just service. Yeah, service can become a mechanical activity. But to have this Krishna consciousness, this particular consciousness and awareness while serving is more important. Service in Krishna consciousness means that when a person has done his sadhana and then you do the seva, that is service in Krishna consciousness. Reading, hearing, chanting has been completed. You're saturated with these three things and then you're doing your service. It can be deity worship, it can be cooking, it can be painting, it can be anything. That is service. This is the highest position. And a person who has attained this highest position, may that person be Stri, Shudra, Vaishya, lower than a Shudra. The moment you have attained this position, that personality is going back to Godhead. And in fact, we are supposed to associate with such persons. And a person who has material outlook towards them, oh, you are a Shudra, You are a Vaishya, you are a Stree. Despite they being situated at this highest position, what happens to them? Vikshate jati samanyat sayati narakam dhruvam. Very quickly he will go to hell. So similarly, in this context, what Prabhupada is saying, seeing Ramanand Rai as an ordinary, he's an ordinary Shudra, he's an ordinary Vishay. Seeing, having this consciousness, oh, very quickly will go to hell. So Mahaprabhu is showing us, Mahaprabhu is telling us the right example how to see a Vaishnava beyond his Varna and Jati. Correct? Varna and Ashram. So here Ramanandra is thinking that, oh, I am a person who is Rajasevi Vishay Shudra Adhama. Yes, correct. This is spiritual humility of Ramanandra. He may think himself like this. Because thinking like that will make him more dear to Krishna. But we thinking him like this will make us go away from Krishna. Yes? So whatever one may be in government service now, what about what Prabhupada say about government jobs? Yes, a service to Rajas and politicians. One may be there engaged in government service. Or one may be a businessman, pound shilling man. Yes. But one needs to only take to Krishna consciousness. That's it. If one has added Krishna consciousness in his life, he is a devotee. But what is this Krishna consciousness? Prabhupada says it's very simple. Somebody asks, what is Krishna consciousness? You should say it's a process. This is how you should answer. What is Krishna consciousness? It's a process. And what is the process? Two things. Chant the holy name and very strictly avoid sins. That's it. These are the two things that makes a person Krishna conscious. Chant the holy names and strictly avoid sinful life. If somebody is doing this, he is following the process of Krishna consciousness. If he is following the process of Krishna consciousness, doesn't matter what he is doing. He or she is always worshipable. And one more very important part of Krishna consciousness. This should not be neglected. What is that? Don't associate with non-devotees. We don't. Who are the non-devotees? Government service. They have very bad political mindset. We lose simplicity. Kutinati will come into our behavior if we associate with such people. Second, materialistic activity for sense, men associating with men who are after sense gratification. What will happen if we do this? Nishiddhachar will come in our bhakti. Nishiddhachar means we will become such a person who may tend to break four regulative principles. So a person can perform even Nishiddhachar. And non-devotees who are engaging in service of others, it can refer to anyone. It can even refer to demigods. So such kind of people, then what happens? We get the karma mentality. Karma, jnana, all these scripts we purchase from them. So that's why we should not associate with such people. Of course, when we have to give association, that's okay. But take association. So you have to be very careful who we are listening to, what books we are reading. Yes, Bhakti Tirth Maharaj would read a self-help book or those kind of books which are trending. After 20, he would read 1 hour after 20 hours of reading Prabhupada book. Which means somebody is interested to hear some motivation lecture or something. Then that person has to 20 hours hear first from the wonderful Guru Varga, the Guru Vrinda. And then one may hear something like that. Otherwise our consciousness will definitely be affected. So this is one statement that comes. This is a very beautiful shloka. Nishkinchanasya bhagavat bhajanonmukasya param param jigamisor bhavasagarasya samdarshanam vishayinam atayoshitam sa ha hanta hanta vishabhakshanato sadhu. See, a person nishkinchana, he has given up all the materialistic tendency. Nishkinchana. Bhagavat bhajanon mukasya, and after giving up that particular materialistic tendencies, yes, materialistic outlook, then bhagavat bhajanon mukasya, that person has become unmukha to Krishna. He is only performing Krishna bhajan. And his goal is param param jigamisor bhavasagarasya, to get out of this nescience and sinful material world. That's his goal. Even sandarshanam vishayinam, sandarshanam, to have darshan of vishayis or women, it can happen to different mediums. It can be physical or in today's day and age virtual. Sandarshanam vishayinam atayositam cha ha hanta hanta, how unfortunate. He is willingly drinking poison. Visha bhakshanato, he is eating poison. And he becomes asadhu. It's not good. Asadhu. Not good. So who we associate with is very important. We become who we associate with. Karna got ruined because of not actually not associating devotees, associated with materialists. Next, the theme same. The theme of Ramanand Rai's untouchability, this particular thing. He's going to talk more about this. How I'm untouchable, I'm unqualified, but you gave me mercy. तोमार कृपाया तो माया कराया निंद्य कर्म साक्षात ईश्वर तुम्ही के जाने तोमार मर्म. So he's telling here that no one can actually tomara kripaya tomaya karaya nindya karma. So you can do anything. It's what is nindya karma? Nindya karma is forbiddable. If you do this karma, you will get ninda. People will criticize you. The Vedas criticize you. That's called nindya karma. So you can do it. Tomaya karya nindya karma you can do because your nindya karma is also mercy. Your actions which can get the blemish, that is not dushanam, that is bhushanam. It's mercy. Krishna calling gopis at the dead of the night to perform Ras Leela. He wanted to offer his mercy to the gopis, although it may be like a nindya karma. Yes? Krishna lifting the weapon when he has promised that I will not lift weapons is an nindya karma, but he will do it because he is Bhakta Vatsala. That is mercy. For giving mercy to Vaishnavas, to his devotees, Krishna can even perform nindya karma. He is not bothered. Yes. So he is Sakshat Ishwar Tumi Ke Jane Tumar Marma. So there is nothing called karma for Ishwar at all. You can never say that, okay, fine, oh, this is nindya karma, this was bad, but Krishna made a mistake here. No, God doesn't make mistake. Jivas make mistakes. Imperfect senses, tendency to be illusion, to commit mistakes, and sin, cheating propensity. These four faults exist in conditioned jiva, not in Krishna. Right? So nobody can understand Krishna's purpose. If apparently some behavior of Krishna is disturbing us, we should understand, we should only know one thing: I don't know Krishna's purpose. He definitely has a deep purpose. That's something we have to think. Yeah. So something may not be sanctioned in Vedas, but Krishna can still do it because he is the maker of Vedas and he is the purpose of Vedas. He is beyond the Vedas. Right? So now Mahaprabhu is called as a deliverer in this verse. Amanistarite tomar iha agamana parama dayalu tumi patita pavana. So why you have so-called laws, Vedic laws and norms, why you have broken? Ama nistarite, to deliver me. Tomara iha agavan, that is the only reason you have come here, to deliver me. Parama dayalu tumi patita pavana. You are actually patit pavan. You are deliverer of all the fallen souls. Whichever fallen souls you just come to tell you. So this is he's quoting the mission of Lord. The mission of Lord actually is patita pavana hetu tava avatar. Moshama patita prabhu napai bear. So that is his mission. He's Param Dayalu because he's coming to deliver the most fallen. Nobody is interested in most fallen. People want good audience. They want low-hanging fruits. They want pious jivatmas. Nobody wants most fallen people. Nobody wants them. Materially, spiritually. But those unwanted people, Mahaprabhu is telling, I want you. So who are the most unwanted people? All of us. All jivatmas of Kali Yuga. Hum sab. We all. We are the most unwanted people. That's why they put us in Kali Yuga. Nobody wants them. Because demigods will not come, Maharshis, Saptarishi, nobody is going to come. Even Asuras don't come. Even Asuras don't come to this planet during this time. So nobody wants us actually. They're the most unwanted people, but Mahaprabhu is openly wanting to embrace each and every one of us. That's why he's Paramadayal. So this is how we should think. When we have a darshan of a Vaishnava, we should think this Vaishnava has come to deliver me. That's the only purpose for which this devotee has come. For my deliverance. Mere uddhar ke liye. If we have this consciousness, Lord has appeared here for my deliverance. This Bhagavatam class, why it is happening? His class is for me. Sometimes devotees mention, Prabhu, today's class was for me only, Prabhuji. I said yesterday's also was for you only. What you're trying to say, every class is for us. We should not think only, oh, today's class is for me. Tomorrow's class is for that fellow. No, everything is for us. Guru has spoken this lecture for me. Krishna has appeared in this particular uh, dham only for me. This service is given to me only for me. The service is given for me. So the more we personally associate like this with Krishna, consider taking Krishna very personally. Like for example, if there are some 10 boys going on the road and suddenly from behind a voice comes, excuse me, a girl says, excuse me, all 10 boys will look, yes, you want me? So we are very personal with Maya. On the other hand, we are not very personal with Krishna. When the service is given, imagine the temple manager comes and says, excuse me, nobody will turn. Shayad usko bula raha hai. He's calling that devotee, not me. In fact, person comes and says, please, can you do this service? What we'll say, go give it to that person. He's free. He's not doing anything. Go give him. Why are you after my life? Leave me alone. We have towards Krishna, we have leave me alone attitude. Towards Maya, we want. Yes, please tell. So he's saying, Ramananda is saying, Mahaprabhu has come to South India Yatra, especially to Rajmandri, just for my deliverance. Yeah. So Kali Yuga, everybody's fallen. So specific mission of Lord is to deliver. Now here there's a beautiful statement mentioned by Prabhupada. Prabhupada is saying, he's quoting Rup Siksha. And he's saying, Veda Nishta Madhya Ardheka Veda Mukha Mane Veda Nishadda Papa Kare Dharma Nahi Gane. So here Mahaprabhu is telling what the people of Kali Yuga will be like. He's very clear. People of Kali Yuga will call themselves as Hindus, Sanatanis. हम सनातनी हैं, but they don't know what is Sanatan Dharma. हम वेदों के followers हैं. We are Hindus means okay, we are followers of Veda, but they don't know anything about Vedas, and they act against Vedas because they don't know Vedas. So they simply say हाँ मानते हैं, भगवद गीता मानते हैं. People give ना गीता के ऊपर हाथ रख के कसम खाएंगे, जो बोलेंगे सच के सिवा कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे. So people say like this, right? I'm going to speak the truth and only the truth and nothing but the truth. All right. So people, they say we accept Gita, but they don't follow it. They go exactly against Gita. That's the misfortune. People of Kali Yuga are like this. So these kind of souls, Mahaprabhu came anyway. You guys are unfit to study Vedas. You guys will act, do whatever you guys want. So all I'm telling you guys is simply chant the names. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama Iva Kevalam, Kalau Nastiva, Nastiva, Nastiva Gatinanyata. Please. There are so many rules and regulations, you will leave it. You are not fit for it. Yes? So you are not able to follow Vedas, you are against the Vedas, whatever it be. Please chant the names. Specifically the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And you just do this much, and I will take you back to Godhead. So this is special mercy of Lord Chaitanya. It is not easy to go back home, back to Godhead, especially in other yugas. It's very difficult. People have to do so much of mehnat, so much of hard work, and still there is no guarantee. But why Mahaprabhu is very merciful? He is telling, just chant, that's all. Just chant the names of God. Chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Nothing else I'm asking, just chant. See? So we are all lucky. Yeah, we are very fortunate that Lord is very merciful. He said, just by chanting, I'll give you everything. So this is a special mercy of Lord. That's why he's Patit Pavan. He's made the method very simple. And not just Lord, even the saints generally deliver the fallen. That's the next verse. महंत स्वभाव एई तारिते पामर निज कार्य नाही तबु यान तार घर. See, the great souls, their behavior, mahanta swabhava, the nature of great souls is what? Tarite pamara, deliver the fallen souls who don't have Krishna. Somehow to deliver them, that's their meditation. They want to deliver. Nija karya nahi, they don't have any business. Tabu yana tara ghara, still they will come to their house. Look at Prabhupada. What business did he have in US? Did he have any business there? No business. But still he went to the home of the Americans, the Western countries. Why? Because Tarite Pamara. Mahanta Swabhava Yahi Tarite Pamara Nija karya nahi tabu yana tara ghar. Even they don't have any work, they've gone to their house. Usually somebody calls you, phone call. Of course, directly they don't talk काम की बात. First they will talk. Oh, how are you? Very nice. ठीक है, अभी काम की बात करते हैं. Let's talk about business. That usually we do that. But imagine somebody has called you and they don't have any business. Oh, we just called you. For what? Just like that, to see how you are. Long time I didn't see. That is very touching to heart. Yes or no? Correct? So that is very very touching to heart. Oh, really? You just called me for that? No, काम नहीं मेरे से कोई. नहीं आपसे कोई काम नहीं. सिर्फ ऐसे ही बुलाया. आप कैसे हैं? कैसा चल रहा है सब कुछ? सब ठीक चल रहा है? Just for this purpose I called. Ah, so touching to heart. So similarly, the saintly people have no material agenda. Still, they personally come to the homes of people to just preach to them. That's what even Prabhupada says in the purport. Prabhupada says a sannyasi goes door to door for begging. A foolish person may think, "Arey, this sannyasi is coming because bhukkad hai. Bhuk lagi hai isliye aa raha hai." No, that's not his purpose. Bhiksha mangna is only a bahana. It's just a mere excuse. The real purpose of a sannyasi to go to a home of grahastha is to do kirtan and give knowledge, to preach to them, make them Krishna conscious. Correct? That is most important. And that's actually the duty of sannyasi. So Prabhupada says even a householder, he can also voluntarily take up this mendicant service. There's nothing wrong. Go around and preach. That's what even Rupa and Sanatan did. Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, both these great souls, what did they do? They dedicated. They were great aristocratic people. They were serving the Nawab Hussain Shah. One was prime minister, one was home minister. But still, Tyaktva Turnamashesha Mandalapati Shrenim Sada Tuchavad Bhutva Dina Ganesha Kau Karunaya Kaupina Kandhashritau. They wore just cowpins and simple clothes and they wanted to go and preach. They wanted to humbly preach the message of Lord Chaitanya. Yes, with humility, preach the message of Lord Chaitanya. A preacher has to be humble. Yes, a humble preacher, go and preach. It's not my message. This message of Lord Chaitanya. Similarly, what I'm speaking is Prabhupada's message. So it's actually Prabhupada's preaching. I'm just trying to be an instrument. If we have this consciousness, we'll see there will be many devotees. Somebody thinking, oh, I am a good speaker. I speak nicely. People are coming because of my charisma, my knowledge, and my style. All these reasons people are coming. Oh, that's sadly mistaken. Such a preacher will not be able to make any impact. But a person who has this particular consciousness, oh, Prabhupada's message I'm just repeating. I'm repeating message of Guru Parampara. That's called humble preaching. So what did Rupa and Sanatan do? Whatever they heard from Mahaprabhu, they got. Rupa Goswami got Rupa Shiksha, Sanatan Goswami got Sanatan Shiksha. Their Shiksha, whatever they learned, they preached that. They wrote that in their books. And they did preaching. Whatever they learned from Mahaprabhu. So they humbly preached Mahaprabhu's message. Humbly means they were simply good instruments. Yes. So in Kali Yuga, what is begging? You're interested to know how do sannyasis or devotees beg? Now this begging anyone can do. In fact, this begging should be done by every member of our ISKCON movement. And if everyone does this begging, very soon the world can become Krishna conscious. And what is that begging? Prabhupada. Now these are Prabhupada's words himself. Yes, so those who are, first of all, those who are in ISKCON movement and who are preaching, they are directly under guidance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hari Bol. So Prabhupada has blessed us. I am putting you all directly under Mahaprabhu's guidance. So we are getting the same fortune that Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswami got. Prabhupada is giving us that fortune. Yeah. So it's one day we should, in fact, we just read Prabhupada's books or we sit and contemplate. We'll realize what we have got we never deserved. We don't deserve anything that we have got. We really need to think. That is when we'll become humble. Trinadapi Shunichina, how we'll become? When we think that what we have got today, what we have got, the glory, and did we deserve it? No. So sometimes we should sit and contemplate this. We do this, we will genuinely become humble Vaishnavas. And then we see the holy name will carry great effect. Our sadhana will be very impactful. Yes. So these devotees who are going and preaching are actually not beggars. They are not actually beggars. But they may still go. The begging that we need to do is go door to door and just introduce a book about Krishna consciousness. That's all. So that people can become enlightened by reading. Yeah, that's it. We're just going to try to introduce a book. A very nice book. You would like to read, it'll be very nice if you read this. Correct? So sannyasis used to, brahmacharis and sannyasi will go, Bhavati Bhiksham Devi. They'll go and beg from door to door. But in Western countries, you do this, that's all. You'll be put, you'll be considered criminal because begging is crime. Going door to door and begging is a crime. You'll be handed over to police. But what is begging that we can do? We have to work very hard. Prabhupada says, how hard? Very hard. To introduce some literatures about Krishna consciousness so that people can read them and be benefited. So hard work has to be put. And what we are also doing hard work. What hard work we are doing? We are making people read and understand Prabhupada's books. That is also important. It's not just that you just make people, okay, give distribute book after distribution book, do whatever you want. Do nonsense. Take this book, give me money and do whatever you want. No. Somehow we should have ideas. Whoever takes the book, we give them a card. Okay, please join our Krishna Katha group. Come and you can come to our Zoom sessions. You can watch our videos on YouTube and understand these books. That is also important. Both are important. To give book and make new devotees, to make new members, and then teach them the books. Because how many of you have experience? Without devotees, you read books, you will not understand much. But when devotees, they explain what's there in the books, then we read, it makes sense. So we need devotees. That's very important. And then, yeah, if somebody is giving contribution, don't refuse. Take it. Engage in Krishna service. There's no problem. So he's just speaking proof of saints' compassion. He's glorifying the way Nanda Maharaj glorified Garga Muni. Similarly, he's glorifying Mahadvichalanam Nirnam Grihinam Dina Chetasam Nishreyasyaya Bhagavan Nanyata Kalpate Kvachit. So these are statements from Nanda Maharaj glorifying Garg Muni. Mahad, all the great souls, what they do? Vichalanam. They keep traveling. Yes, the great souls travel. Why? For the purpose of meeting Nrinam, to meet people, especially those who are inside the house. Yes, the grihastas, to meet the grihastas, householders. They travel to different house, people meeting members of the house. Why? Dina Chetasam. They have very poor consciousness. So what they do? Nishreyasyaya. So these people, they want to liberate them, deliver them. They want to benefit them spiritually. That is Nishreyasya. Nishreyas. Shreyas means spiritual benefit. Preyas means material benefit. So Nishreyasa, to give them the spiritual benefit, they travel. And Nanyata, there is no other purpose. They don't have any personal motivation. ठीक है, हमको भूख लगा चलते हैं, इस घर में चलते हैं, खाना मिल जाएगा अच्छा. No. So there is absolutely kalpate kvachit. Don't imagine that they have any other material purpose. They have only one purpose. That is, these people are Dina Chetasam. Let's travel and deliver them. Give them Krishna. That is the power. Alright. So now one may see, now Ramananda had come to meet Mahaprabhu. So now Ramananda is telling that now Mahaprabhu has given his darshan. We will conclude with this one shloka. And the good news is we'll continue tomorrow also. So tomorrow, same time, we'll be continuing this particular series. So devotees are most invited. I'll just take one more shloka and then I will go ahead. Effect of Lord's darshan. What happened when all had darshan of Lord? Amara sange brahmanadi sahasreka jana tumara darshane sabar dravi bhutaman. So Ramanandra is telling, oh Lord, just see, along with the Amara sange, along with me, brahmanadi sahasreka jana. There are thousands of people who have come with me. Yes, there are some brahmanas and there are some other men also. Tumara darshane sabara dravi bhutamana. Everybody's heart has melted by having your darshan. Yes. So your darshan is something that has melted the heart. So what is the meaning of melting of heart? somebody's heart has melted, what is the meaning? And what is the effect of melting of heart? That is something that we will see in tomorrow's session. All right. So I thank each and every one of you. You all came and you could hear. At the same time, I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate Her Grace Subhasini Narayani Mataji. We knew her as Sri Purna Acharya, and she's now taken initiation from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj recently from Mayapur, and now she has got blessings of spiritual master. She's a very wonderful Vaishnavi. I know her from a long time. She's coming from the holy land of our Acharyas in Bangladesh, and it's so wonderful to see her initiated today. And request all Vaishnavas to kindly pray that she carries on very wonderfully on this path of pure devotional service, and we're really proud of her. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll just take one question if you all don't mind before we close. Yes, Prabhu. Devani Prabhu? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, fine. You can ask your question, Prabhu. You're able to unmute?
हाँ प्रभु जी,
Yes.
मैं सुनाई दे रहा हूँ। हाँ प्रभु जी, क्वेश्चन ये है कि पर्सनली सभी से क्वेश्चन है मेरा, डिवोटी से जो भी यहाँ पे है, ये मेरे मन का भाव है। जैसे आप सभी को कहते हैं, मैंने कल भी नोटिस किया कि आप सभी को वीडियो ऑन करने के लिए कहते हैं, लेकिन कोई भी नहीं करता। ये मैं सभी से कह रहा हूँ और मैं करता हूँ, चलो ठीक है, क्योंकि एक शिक्षा गुरु का कहना मानना ये सभी का मतलब कर्तव्य है। अगर आप उनको अपनी इंस्पिरेशन मानते हैं तो उनको करना चाहिए। मैं सभी डिवोटीज से अभी सभी को बोल रहा हूँ मैं, लेकिन ये कोई भी नहीं करता। तो ये ऐसी घटना मेरे साथ भी हुई, जैसे हमारे यहाँ पर कभी की रामनवमी के, अब हमारा कोई फंक्शन हो रहा अभी, तो सारे डिवोटीज सुबह सुबह हम प्रभात फेरी में जाते हैं, लोग आते हैं उसमें। तो वहां पर लोग क्या करते हैं प्रभु जी, एक हम वहाँ कीर्तन करते हैं काफी सारा, सारे करीब 50-60 लोग मिलकर के। लेकिन वहां पर भी कोई भी कीर्तन में नाचता कोई भी नहीं है, मतलब वहां ऐसा होता है तो चुपचाप लोग बैठे रहते हैं। तो मेरी मेरी इच्छा होती है कि मैं सभी को उठा करके नचाऊं, और मैं ऐसा करता भी हूँ सभी को। लेकिन क्या होता है कि कोई उठता भी नहीं है। तो मैंने सभी लोगों को कहा वहां पे कि भाई आखिर आपको नाचने में होता क्या है? भाई आपका कोई पैर घिस जाएगा या कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी या कुछ ऐसा, कोई आपको कुछ बोल देगा, कुछ कुछ बोलने से आपको कुछ हो जाएगा, ऐसा कुछ खाली आपको खड़े होकर हाथ ही तो ऐसा करना है ऊपर। तो वो लोग क्या करते हैं कि मतलब शर्माते बहुत है। यहाँ पर भी ऐसे लोग हैं कि यहाँ पर वीडियो ऑन करने में शर्माते हैं। क्या पता उनका फेस सुबह मुंह धो के नहीं आए हैं, क्या पता क्या है, वट एवर जो उनकी माइंड में क्या है। तो मुझे बड़ा ये बुरा लगता है। तो ये मेरे मन के भाव मैंने शेयर किए सभी डिवोटीज को कि ऐसा मत कीजिए, वो गुरु है हमारे, हमारे शिक्षा गुरु हैं, तो उनकी कहना मानना हमारा कर्तव्य है। हमको भी अच्छा लगेगा, तो ऐसा क्यों नहीं वो लोग करते हैं? मैं सभी से पूछना चाह रहा हूँ, तो मेरी तरफ से
थैंक यू।
आप इनसे कहिए कि वो ऐसा क्यों
नहीं
नहीं
नहीं,
करते वो
जगदीश
लोग।
प्रभु, आप ये आपका प्रेम है हमारे प्रति जो आप कह रहे हैं। एक्चुअली ये सभी जितने भी भक्त हैं बहुत सिंसियर, मैं जानता हूँ, सबको जानता हूँ मैं पर्सनली। वो लोग नहीं जानते होंगे कि मैं उनको जानता हूँ, लेकिन मैं, आप जो भी आए हैं सेशन के लिए रेगुलरली आते रहते हैं, मैं सबको जानता हूँ। और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है उन पे कि अगर वो वीडियो ऑन नहीं कर रहे हैं तो उसके पीछे अवश्य कोई ज़रूरी कारण होगा। ऐसे ऐसे नहीं है वो, मुझे विश्वास है उन सब पे। सो नहीं नहीं, आपका भाव बिल्कुल, थैंक यू सो मच। लेकिन मुझे इन सब पे विश्वास है, अगर वो कहीं जा रहे होंगे, इंटरनेट का कुछ प्रॉब्लम होगा इसलिए नहीं ऑन कर रहे होंगे, वरना नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। आई रियली अंडरस्टैंड दैट। सो ओके, बट एनीवे, थैंक यू सो मच कि मेरी थोड़ी वकालत करने के लिए, वीडियो ऑन करने की। लेकिन वीडियो ऑन होता है सब भक्तों का ना, तो कक्षा में और उत्साह आता है, बस और कुछ नहीं। और जो लोग ऑन करते हैं मैं उनको देख के अपना उत्साह प्राप्त कर लेता हूँ। ठीक है, लेकिन थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु, सभी को धन्यवाद एक और बार। चलो हम मिलते रहेंगे। एंड वंस अगेन सुभाष नारायणी माता जी, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस, थैंक यू सो मच। हरे कृष्ण। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री गौरंग महाप्रभु की जय, श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्री